defense. I got to give them that.
Yes, they did. Man.
Yeah, there's some bad mofos.
They brought
War
it.
Raiders.
They brought it. They definitely opened the show on a real nice hot note.
Yeah, and with star ratings, it averaged about like a 4 something. The lowest rated match was the women's 4-way with the 3.75, which is still phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But your favorite match, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, 5.5 on Star.
Woo!
Johnny,
Breaking records,
5.5 star.
5.5.
We got our first fan watching in. What's up, Paul? What's up, Brian? Thank you for tuning in to BullyZone Live. This is episode 12. We're covering everything crazy happened last week. And maybe even a little treat for you later, Paul. Let's tune in. So we're talking about all the great stuff that happened. NXT TakeOver, Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Phenomenal. Did you really think that the women's match was at 3.7, or do you think that's just the way it had to go? Did you just based on you watching it? You think it was worth that title?
It's good enough 4 stars. That's 1 star per person. They went out there and did their thing.
That's a real nice way to rationalize it. 1 star for each person.
Like Carrie Sane herself can bring at least 2 star.
Oh,
and
yeah.
her girl, Io Shirai, that's another. I'm surprised it was less than 4 stars. I thought this could have been, one of the first 4 stars across the board. But hey, I ain't making this reviews.
Oh,
so
you hear that, man?
I ain't U stars. So
I was actually hoping that Bianca Belair would have
came up with that.
Yeah, man. Part of me felt like that was her time.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could have been possibly her time to, I guess for Shayna Baszler to go ahead and pass that. I mean, she's obviously proven herself, and hey, I think that rub would have been real nice for Bianca.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it gives her something to keep working towards, because you did make it there. Let's see you keep going. That's kind of how I take it from, like
exactly.
if you made it to this point and you did fine, let's keep you going, and then she's definitely got someone keeping her eyes on her.
I think if she doesn't win the title before she gets called up to the main roster, that's definitely a travesty. I think she definitely can represent the women's division in NXT, Bianca Belair.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she will get her time to shine eventually. I don't know if she'd be able to beat Shayna Baszler. I think if someone takes it off Baszler, I think Bianca has a chance to become women's champion.
Okay.
But you don't think she'll be able to get past that pedestal by herself? You think she'd have to go through somebody else?
Yeah, that's just what I think. I think Baszler has her number.
Yeah, shoot it straight.
Baszler just brings an intensity to the NXT women's roster that I don't think really anyone else has in the entirety of NXT women's wrestling. There's been guys in NXT who brought great intensity, as recently as Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
He was an intense mofo.
Yes.
Him and Goldie, that's like a dream, a match made in heaven. I didn't want to see that end, but you mess up your neck, you gotta pay the price with the whole new neck. So
new neck.
Tommaso new neck, but
that should be his new gimmick when he comes back. Tommaso new neck.
Tommaso new neck. And,
new neck Ciampa.
See, we also had, now I'm blank, I know I'm missing one match. We had tag team, Riddle and Dream, the women's match, main event. I'm trying to think. We had one more, but.
A cruiserweight match?
All right, well, we'll come back to it. If you have it, leave a comment in the section if we miss the NXT match. It was
too much wrestling
Friday.
going on.
Yes.
It's over a week ago. How am I supposed to remember?
No, you're good.
Like, I was already, pre-game before NXT started. And that's at 4 on our time. So,
Yeah.
like,
So
my
you were
day's
day drinking.
My day is canceled once I I'll open Modelo time. Any pay-per-view, it's Modelo time. That's how I go by.
I like that.
We also had the WWE Hall of Fame that Saturday.
Yes, next day over.
Yes.
Crazy stuff happened. Bret Hart made his return to in-ring action. That's something I thought I'd never see again. As we all know, he's a cancer survivor, a stroke survivor. One of the greatest to do it, 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yep.
He got taken down. I thought he was going to reverse into a sharpshooter.
Oh, my gosh. That would have been the best.
Yeah.
I thought Natty was going to be there,
She looked shook. She looked like she wasn't ready for that life. Because she was just laying there, and all of a sudden everybody else started coming around. You didn't see her, but you saw 15 other men going. So it would have been cool to see Natty take them down, just Just the three of them right there in the ring, solved right there in 5 seconds instead of a whole 20-second shuffle and everybody's coming in and out. And you got Teddy Hart here last minute, like, where's that motherfucker at? 'Cause that was the look on his face when you saw his pants sliding into that ring. You knew he was gonna punch someone. Oh man, but other than that, we have the two-time Hall of Famer in Booker T as well, being inducted with Harlem Heat. We got another stable D-Generation X. What do you guys feel about China? When do you think China's gonna have her time in, or you think
China
that
deserves,
this was her moment?
China deserves to have her own moment, but I think this might be, I won't be surprised, I think that's WWE's way of getting her in without the complete shine and spotlight, you know, on China for obvious reasons. So,
Oh, tell me.
Yeah.
For our younger viewers at home, who have
Goodness. Let's just say once upon a time she was butt naked, covered in all green. So I'll leave it like that. So
I didn't even
we
know
got
about
the
that
China
one.
expert over here. Yeah, I think you got it right. I don't think she'll get her own solo induction to the Hall of Fame, but at least she gets the
It
recognition.
was good to have that moment of silence for her as they propped her up there for the moment.
And with DX being inducted, that's another two-time Hall of Famer in Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
This show we had
Three.
3 wrestlers become two-time Hall of Famers, and then you also have Triple H, who's undoubtedly could be a 3-time solo and with Evolution.
oh right.
And that also makes Ric Flair, you know, same way. All those guys, and well, Triple H, Ric Flair, I think could be 3-time. You know,
We got our
Shawn
first
Michaels.
comment from somebody hollering about some China business. He said there's a bunch of WWE girls that were butt naked at one point, and what makes her different? And I guess he's talking about Tori Wilson, who was publicly there getting inducted. So
Of course, right.
I guess what makes her different is that she looks like this, and she's fucking this, and she's that, brother. You know what I mean? Like, if that's how I can explain the difference, you know. But
I have a quick question for you guys. Okay.
yeah, shoot it.
How you guys feel about the Hart Foundation? I'm talking about the later Attitude Era version of Bret Hart, Brian Pillman, Owen Hart. How do you feel about them being
squad.
inducted into the Hall of Fame? Do you think they have a spot, or do you think WWE is going to be like, okay, that's...
yeah, I've heard, you know, conversation recently because of Bret Hart's second induction, if he would get a third with that addition of the Hart Foundation. I think it'd be cool. You know, that was some of his best work during the Attitude Era when he hated America. You know, he was Trump before Trump. You know, I think Trump took a lot of inspiration from Bret Hart. You know, just hating on America, but I would like to see that him get inducted side by side with that's his family.
Yes.
Owen, Davey Boy, and you know, even Jim Neidhart. That'd be another induction for him. Brian Pillman, basically family. You know, all their kids, all their nephews and nieces, they're all teaming together. So, just do the Hart family, one giant induction.
One big push. Make a record. Get everybody in there all at once.
Yeah. So, wrap it all up. Call it a night.
It
How do you-
just- oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, man, it just really sucks. Like if that happens, like Brett is the only one left, like here. Like that just really sucks that, everybody else has passed on.
They might not do that now. You bring that up. I've always heard rumors that. they don't
Imagine just Brett right there with 7 different holograms, and they're all around him. And he's like, "Thank you, yeah."
I've always heard the rumors that they don't like having old, broken down wrestlers come up and accept their induction because it's just a bad look for wrestling. You know, this person's all broken down, can hardly speak. But if it was me, I still give those people their time to shine. You know, they deserve the induction, so I'm all for
Like one
give
of
everyone an induction.
Like,
Give
one of
Rob
my-
an induction to all WWE. He's watched it.
if you participate in a match, you made it. I'll see you in 5 to 10 years. Well, we got a place for
Pretty
you.
much.
A lot of people are saying that they don't really like the Hall of Fame because where is it? Where can you visit the Hall of Fame? Where is it at? What is it? It's just a sham, And that's something I kind of am by too because it's like, where can I go visit this? Where is this history? Like a museum or a library or something. Another thing that threw me off about it was the venue. It was in a ring.
I kind
Where-
of liked it. I mean, something different.
Yeah,
I kinda
it's the same. You still got your back to a quarter of the crowd, and you're looking over here. I don't know, man. I feel like if it was on a nice stage where it was all official, maybe you wouldn't have a guy run up out of nowhere.
Well,
and,
yeah, I think that
Very
you know, I feel like that.
I think they're just gonna go back to standard how it was before. You know, no one behind you, so you can't, and you're on elevated stage, and all the fans are behind all the wrestlers. So there's no way a fan's gonna get on when they go back to the standard induction ceremony style.
Yeah.
How about this? Don't do it. No Hall of Fame. Just
No
give them the
Hall of-
award. No speeches. That's something I had. Who
They should just have them.
pre-screen these speeches? These speeches go on and on and on.
They need to just have them at WrestleMania, all stand there in a line with that one Make-A-Wish kid and have them all just do that one bow and that's it. Save Saturday for more wrestling. There's no need to have a NXT, then a ceremony, then more wrestling. I already get it. I know it's going to be 12 hours wrestling, but I'd rather go 12 hours straight.
I had the idea if we're going to have a long Hall of Fame ceremony, don't just, hey, we're inducting Harlem Heat. That's nice. But if you want to have a long ceremony, you got to fight for your position in the Hall of Fame. So it'd be
One last rumble.
it would have been Harlem Heat versus another tag team. Whoever wins
Yeah,
that,
sure
they
thing.
get it. No, like another WCW tag team, like Public Enemy. They were WCW, right? I don't know.
God, horrible.
They fight. Whoever
God
wins
bless their
that.
souls, but-
It could have been DX versus NWO. Whoever wins that, they're in. Tori Wilson versus Sable. Whoever wins that. Now, we can bring back a Braun Patty match for that. That's their bread and butter.
There you go.
They made that better than anyone.
Nice.
I think these boys right here can get that going. But yeah, so pre-screen the speeches, cut it down, 5-minute speeches. Hey, thanks. I owe this guy. And one thing I hate too, when a wrestler thanks, oh, I gotta thank my trainer, so and so. You guys know him, right, crowd? No, I don't know him. I don't know him because he's a wrestler that my parents watched. Why am I supposed to know all these guys? I appreciate what you did. I appreciate what he did to make you what you were. But don't get mad that I don't know that guy because I didn't watch him because I was born at this time. I didn't even watch the Attitude Era stuff. If you were before that,
Then you're done.
I don't know you.
I'm just
my
gonna
parents don't
smile
even
and
know
wave.
you.
Push them on to the next.
My grandma who watched wrestling, she's not here no more.
Can't ask
Yeah,
her
she's in
about
Canada, so I don't know when she comes back. So
That's hilarious.
it's dumb.
it. Yeah. So
Let me pick who's in the Hall of Fame.
So NXT was amazing, to say the least. And then you have this induction ceremony, which I think we all kind of like middle to lower ground feel about that, right?
It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't horrible to me. It wasn't a shit show.
There you go.
I was working
Okay.
a 12-hour shift, so that was just fine. So
There you go. Okay, I like that.
Thank you, Vince McMahon. I know he's gonna hate that.
But it all added up to this grand moment, the WrestleMania 35 pre-show. Because you can't have WrestleMania without a pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to have 16 matches and line them up in a way that's gonna just mess every. Let's get into it.
yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, pre-show. Pre-show. Cut it down by 45 minutes. You only need a 15-minute pre-show. Talk about, each match real quick. Hey, I think this guy's gonna win. Next match, I think she's gonna win. I think they win. New champion retains. Boom. We're
We already
good.
did that the week before on the BullyZone podcast. Don't even need a pre-show. Just tune in, Vince. Come on, you've already flagged us twice on YouTube.
Yeah, just throw us up on there. Rob, get your hacking skills open. We'll hack the watch along for the pre-show. It'll be us. It'll be our shining faces. We'll be talking about guys we don't even know. Kurt Hawkins, who's that? He's a champion
260,
now?
269, 10 years. I don't know, man.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But did you watch any of the pre-show?
I did not. I'll just be honest. I did not. It was just too much wrestling. I just wanted to kind of just get to the meat and potatoes.
Get to the party.
Or
Yeah.
basically, I mean, hell, as long as it was more so like the buffet, so at least kind of get a head start. You know what I'm saying? And working my way through it.
Yeah, I watched. The one thing I remember from the pre-show was only the Andre Giant Battle Royal. I thought my boy Colin Jost might have won the whole thing. He was
Oh,
the
my
second
God.
last one.
Just when you think Like, it would have been
Austin
great.
did call it too, so for Colin Jost to be like, yeah, the last two, him and Strowman.
But I gotta say, Strowman was looking jacked, baby. Yeah,
He's
definitely
looking
cut
bigger
that-
than
cut it up.
normal.
Man, he looked
Yeah,
good.
he's definitely like, yeah, he cut, size, yeah. He's like,
He was-
a little bit lean, yeah.
It was all just
Just packed in there.
tight. Yeah, he was pretty cool when he threw Colin Jost.
Sent him flying in his Cleveland Browns pants-inspired outfit.
Yeah,
Send that heel out of here.
Yeah, repping Odell, you know.
So
Odell with the
Braun
Browns.
Strowman, so what's next now?
What's next for Braun?
Yeah, that's
The Curse of the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. If you guys want to know about that, look it up. But yeah, he's pretty much in limbo right now, just underutilized, waiting for something great to happen, and pushed back down to mid-carder.
I think he probably takes the IC title off Finn Balor.
That'd
Then
be
he
cool.
holds that for probably until SummerSlam, when I think Drew McIntyre steps in, takes the title off him. He holds that till Royal Rumble, when Mojo Rawley steps
Oh my
in, takes
God.
out Drew
Now I
McIntyre.
know you just shoot.
Holds
just to
that.
shoot. God damn it.
To the WrestleMania pre-show when Zack Ryder beats him for that. The Hype Bros. Get it?
The Hype
That
Bros.
is hilarious.
Yeah, you know, they had that turn, and it's all built up for WrestleMania 36 pre-show. In
the
Tampa,
pre-show.
baby. Yeah, you know, this Mojo Rawley's, he played some NFL ball, so, you know, he's back on the gridiron. I don't know where he played besides Arizona. He's a wildcat.
Wildcat.
Yeah,
I like the opener. I saw the
big
opening
lunkhead.
show that happened for the kickoff between Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy. And
Tony
that-
Nese.
Yeah,
You want to talk
dude.
about...
Yeah, talk about a guy that you like didn't support to a guy that you fucking support. That guy's got it going, baby.
Yes.
You know, he wasn't really my favorite when he was first coming out because I was looking at other men and seeing the cruiserweight champion. I never thought Tony Nese years later would come on down and grab it, but you know, with no king of the 450s around, he had to go against Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy's a guy that everyone's been talking about, so it was good to see an explosive opening between these two guys. Like, I'm talking about full aerialistics, the flips, the kicks, all that flippy shit that kids these days love.
Yes.
And with Buddy Murphy finally relinquishing that title, losing it to Nese, it's clear to say Murphy's making his way up to the mainstream. And that might be something that nobody's looking at because they're paying attention to the whole Ricochet Aleister Black thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see Murphy on your screens one week, just say, I told you so. So that's my only favorite part. I got to see the opening. Everything else is kind of a blur. Yeah, the men's rumble, the women's rumble. What can you say? You know, it could always be written a little better.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Women's Rumble. Asuka probably got the short stick of that.
Oh,
Losing
yeah.
her title a couple weeks before the main show, getting put on the pre-show, not even winning the Rumble. You know, Carmella, dude, they got a hard on for Carmella. You know, she won the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Cash that in. When's this? You know, dance break on the main show. You got to find a way to get R-Truth on the main show. So dance break.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he
Ain't no way he's in the main event.
Oh, no. No.
Well, knowing truth, he might have just
That
wandered
wa-
on down to the main event.
That's what I assumed their musical guest was going to be this year since no talent was performed. Because they did have the little dance off, and it was longer than 7 seconds, and Corey Graves is really upset about that. But, you know, you got to give them their moment in the sun. You know, she was able to surpass everyone. She kicked Sarah Logan in the face and sent her flying home. After Sarah Logan put in all the dirty work of taking out Sonya Deville and Asuka. It's, you know what I mean, man? Like, who knows what's going to happen in the future? As long as Carmella can still dance, she's still got those moves. She's over here on the east side. Let her have her moment, dang it. You know what I mean?
Tis what it is. Good for her.
All right, so forget the pre-shows. We all established it's kind of just filler. Only needs to be 15 minutes. Let's get to the main card, which doesn't need to be 5 hours, which needs to be about 4 hours at most.
At least a little reduction going on.
Well,
Thank
what
you,
is
everybody,
it?
for tuning in real quick before we dive into this. We got all the great fans. We got all the great sponsors. I'm looking at butt stuff today. Find out more later tonight. But here we are. Oh, you got a fan. You got a fan yourself. Not a BullyZone fan, but a fan for you. Mr. Maurice White wants to say, what's up, Dorian?
Oh, what's going on, bro?
There you go. Shout him out. Say what's up to you, man.
Burrito.
There you go. So what's going on is WrestleMania opens up, right? To the one and only beautiful Alexa Bliss. You know, she's running the show. She's calling the shots. She's making magic happen. She's summoning Hulk Hogan. She's summoning Paul Heyman. I don't know if she controlled that one, but man, what a crazy way to start the biggest show of the year with the WWE Universal Championship match. Did you guys expect that?
Hell no.
Hulk Hogan didn't even look like he expected that. Austin, did you expect that?
I expected a little bit.
Really?
Tell us
If
your
you
findings.
want to start a 5-hour show hot,
Uh-huh.
you put Brock Lesnar out there.
Okay, there you go.
The way he wrestles, he's gotten a little bit lazier over the years. So you don't want him on when the crowd's dead and tired, when they're pissed. They're already. That's why they take over shows, not to be smarky and all that, just because they're tired. Like, wrap this up, let's go home, boo. Like last year's WrestleMania, they booed the. They shut it down. They canceled Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get it going hot. 3 curb stomps, boom, boom, boom. Seth Rollins, new champion. It's cool, dude. That's the way I want every WrestleMania to be. Just a hot, open, quick match. So I don't have to, be bored right off the bat. It could have been worse. It could have been, I don't know, what was a boring match of the show? It could have been Angle and Corbin
Oh, God.
opening up the show.
Oh, my God.
No thanks.
We'll get into more on that later, but Brock Lesnar, he's money. Any place on the card. And I thought he'd be the first one to defeat all of the Shield members at WrestleMania. He beat Dean, he beat Roman. Couldn't beat Seth on the biggest stage of them all. And we'll see what happens next. He's looking
in
like
Vegas.
he's head to
He's in Vegas, all right?
yeah, he's in Vegas probably training for that UFC. Gonna get those hands down. Him in DC, I think Brock Lesnar walks away first round knockout.
I don't know what to say about Brock
Heavyweight
anymore,
champion.
man. Brock's been like, I'm over the Brock hype, just like you're over the Ronda hype. And it's just like, I don't know why they spent so much time and money into Brock when they could have been putting it into the lower class. Not to say lower class, but to say the newer class of people. They could have been putting time into them and developing them. Instead of having Brock getting paid billions of bajillions of dollars, figuratively speaking, just to do like a handful of matches a year. So I hope he gets out, stays out. Because honestly, I feel like it would have been hotter if he kept Goldberg in instead of Lesnar. You know what I mean? At that time of the switch that happened
Oh, okay. So
What?
you're saying, like, actually, like, kept the belt
on Goldberg and had him run this whole time.
Wow, okay.
I feel like it would have made more money for WWE.
Nice.
And even if there were going to be 100 squash matches, it would have been better than having like 20 squash matches with Lesnar and how he does it.
At least you'll have somebody that's actually there.
That's going to go
week.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I'm just over Brock. I'm ready for a new champ. And I guess I got Rollins, so I'll stick with that. But it was fast paced, like you said. It was fast paced and hot. I didn't know, dude. I didn't like the pace of it. I felt like a title match like that should have went a little longer. I feel
Yeah.
like one nut shot and 3 kicks to the head shouldn't have killed the bees. Because if that's the case, they should have done that a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I was hoping for them to pull something out of their ass, like, you know what I mean. But I got to give it to Seth. He got this. He got beat up. He got thrown wall to wall, like Chris Brown was talking back in the day. So it was fun to see him get his comeuppance, and now he's a Universal Champ.
Right.
Yeah, and Pete Dunne versus Walter was that NXT match we forgot about.
Oh, how could we forget
and
that?
That match was the shit, too. That match was good.
But we already talked about NXT. So
Wait
sorry,
till next
fans.
year.
Sorry that.
Oh,
Sorry, I was drinking before the show. So TVH. But that was a cool match. But forget about that. That's NXT. We're talking about main roster stuff. Next match on the card, I don't know. I don't remember the whole order, but
It was a
women's
tag team match.
Was it the women's tag? I kind of skipped that.
No, it was the
Was it SmackDown?
SmackDown.
Yeah.
Tag titles.
SmackDown tag titles. That was a cool match. I want to see my boy Black, Aleister Black, walk out a champion. Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
I think. Yeah, and if they're going to change the titles anyways on SmackDown 2 nights later, they should have just changed it. at WrestleMania.
Nah, but you gotta make it look good for the Usos, dog. Because at the same time, almost every title was switched that night.
Okay,
And the Usos keeping their tag
if you want
titles.
to make it look good for the Usos, you're gonna have them lose to the oldest tag team on the roster in the Hardy Boys. You got literally broken Matt Hardy,
Literally broken, man.
and you got the OD King and Jeff himself,
Oh wow.
and these two young. Well,
yeah,
one of the Usos, he's been in trouble drinking and driving, so I guess that kind of makes it all even.
There you
And
go.
They
See?
both got drunk.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? The Usos just haven't lost their belts at WrestleMania. You know, it's a legacy because they've always been going over on the New Day when it came to that special occasion, even though the New Day predominantly goes over on SummerSlam. That was a weird conspiracy that added up, but I don't know. It's just their streak. They have that on them now. They can say, yeah, we haven't lost at WrestleMania, and who cares if we lost 2 days later? We haven't lost at WrestleMania, and fucking Undertaker can do it. We can do it too.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I just feel like that match was just fun all around,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it was fun.
very entertaining.
to say the least. There was a lot of like comedy spots mixed with like dramatic
Well,
spots.
Usos, The Bar, Black and Ricochet. What was the other team? That means I don't really remember.
Nakamura and
Nakamura, Rusev.
Yeah, the one team
Rusev.
that's not like as well versed as the other ones.
yeah, that's why you can name the other three. But
Exactly. You really think the team that's been thrown together 2 weeks before is going to win?
Yeah.
Especially these guys who haven't won
It's horrible.
since I don't know when. So if you would have thought Rusev and Nakamura were walking out champ, you're as stupid as you look. But let's move on.
Styles and Orton.
Styles and Orton. That was a good match. I like that.
It was good, but I don't know.
Due to controversy, it was slated to be the first match in the card.
Really?
But I want to talk about controversy after we talk about the card.
Oh, okay.
So we'll leave that and decide. But yeah, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton was really cool. It was a time to see who really built this house. You know, a lot of back and forth over whose is what and how's what. Coolest moment was definitely that flying forearm that he gave him outside the ring.
Mhm.
That was definitely like I know you about to pick up this win, you know. But I honestly wanted Orton to win. I wanted Orton to get his Viper ways in and just steal an RKO out of nowhere, because that's my favorite part. Randy Orton at WrestleMania, that equals a new RKO I haven't seen before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 times out of 10.
Right.
When he caught him in that forearm on his way back into the ring and hit him with that RKO, and it got countered, I was like, But hey, man, all you can do is hope, because he did something like that similar to him on episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they've already ruled out the phenomenal form into an RKO.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you RKO your principal,
Oh my god.
you get busted and you go to jail.
Yeah, so we're saving the conspiracies till later.
But yeah, if they knew they were going to do this, they shouldn't have done the RKO into the forearm into the RKO already.
Mhm.
They blew their wad, months early. I don't even remember. It seems like that happened, last year. RKO from a forearm, but all the betting pools were saying Randy Orton was going to win.
Yeah,
And if
that's
you really thought that, who's the hotter talent right now? Orton or Styles?
Exactly.
I get it. It's
Styles
Styles.
is on a whole nother level. He built the house.
It took him. This is 38th year being alive to make it to his first WrestleMania. You got to think about Randy Orton. How young was he when he was at his first WrestleMania, baby? That's how I determine who's running what. Because when Randy Orton was still babyface in the game, where was AJ? Don't answer that, because I'm probably going to be impressed. It's probably in Japan or probably in a backyard somewhere getting ready. But I'll give it up to Styles. Took him 38 years to make it to the biggest dance and to actually pull off a win, so it's good to know he didn't waste that time just to get an L to the Viper.
Yeah, I don't even think Randy cares. Win, lose, or draw. He just goes out there. He wants a check.
Oh, yeah,
He's getting that back.
he's ready for that money.
And he's set anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, his legacy, no pun intended, is already been set. So.
It's set in stone. He's a future Hall of Famer. Maybe in
Exactly.
2-time, 3-time team-rated RKO. No,
That'd be hot. I believe that.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, not legacy, though.
No, not legacy.
Maybe evolution, but
Evolution for sure. If he was going to do a 3-time Hall of Fame, it would be legacy over Team RKO. It wasn't as formidable as.
No, and plus they weren't
Legacy, I
together long enough. I mean, You know, you got two, former heavyweight champions getting together, but they didn't make a mark to.
Yeah, they weren't an actual. They didn't get the matching gear and all that. Or at least I don't remember. I never watched.
Oh no, they had black and gold, baby. They had black and gold,
Oh.
and they had the red.
Whatever. Those two guys weren't ever my top guys, so
See, that's a disconnect right there.
This guy.
because I know talent. I'm not gonna like a guy who's gonna go and break his neck, aka Edge. Let me have a move where I land on my neck every time. Spear. And doesn't even do a good spear.
Oh my god.
Speaking of spears,
Moving forward.
I remember Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I'm just kind of bouncing through the card.
Let's talk about the emotional match, the one that drove everybody up and down and all around. It had to do with Shane McMahon, the greatest in the world,
The best in the world, Shane McMahon.
versus the Miz's dad in the first 2 minutes of the damn show. now, ladies and gentlemen, I am not exaggerating when I say in the first 2 minutes of the program, you had Daddy Mizan in the middle of the ring with his dukes up, learning how to hold his dukes up to Shane McMahon. I mean, this match was emotional. This match drove you all around. It took creativity to a new level. Oh, man, when Shane got tossed over that golf cart, Jesus, that's all I can say. God damn.
I really like this match. This is probably one of my sleeper hits.
Really?
Oh, if you know Austin, Austin's favorite match is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and this is what this was. You know, no rule. I think a Falls Count Anywhere match can be more hardcore than, a hardcore match or qualification because it's anywhere. You can fall. That's why they suplexed them off the TV scaffold.
Which was a crazy scene to see that it was actually Shane McMahon to pick up the win. Because if you guys technically know how suplexes landed, yeah, Miz had his back on the wall. It was just horrible. Horrible. I was waiting for Miz to roll around and just, but nothing. Shane was able to pick up that win and is still the best.
Yeah, that I do gotta give Shane his proper credit. He is the best in the world right now. I don't think Miz has what it takes to take him out.
Yeah.
He does the guts and the balls to go one-on-one with him as we saw at WrestleMania, but isn't that the next level, that extra step to be the best in the world? Yeah, he's 2/3 the best in the world. He was there. He was in the finals, but
That's
mean
just how
shit
the
when you
cookie
lose.
crumbles, right?
Yeah, man.
shout out Tiger Woods, first Masters win in a long time.
Old Tiger Woods fist pump.
Yeah, Tiger Woods looking like a wax man. He
Hitting
took
it.
off his hat.
Oh.
I'm like, yo, Tiger, get some 1-800 hair plugs for men. Let's get that going. You want a master? That's like 11 million right there.
Yeah, you got
He
the
can
money.
afford-
Or you just shave it.
Or-
just shave it.
Get over it, yeah.
Super glue the hat.
Or something like I embraced it myself, so. It's just,
But
You never had any Krispies hanging around? You
Man,
thought about it for a
no,
while?
man, it's just like I'm not trying to walk around looking like Bozo the Clown or
Something
Shirley
worse.
Helmsley from the Jeffersons. It's just like, hey, once it's gone, it's just like, hey, and I think I still look good.
Yeah, I know another good guy that looks good bald. Fucking Billy Bonds. Billy Bonds looks sharp too. You guys, shout out to Billy Bonds. He's at Disneyland right now having a bunch of fancy drinks.
Billy.
Just want to shout out my boy Billy. But yeah, dude, nothing wrong with being bald. Moving forward, we have women's tag action, baby, and boy was that hot. The Boston Hug Connection, the Champs, Beth Phoenix and Natalia, Nia Jackson, Tamina, and the Iconics.
Iconics.
And you throw them in, and I throw them in last because everyone else is a name that's worth some credit. Every name before me has been in here to some extent, and I'm not saying it like any disrespect to the Iconics. I'm just saying every other name here has been seen in WWE for way longer than the Iconics. And for them to come up with a win was definitely a nice little surprise.
Yes.
I was happy for that. I had tears of joy as I watched that match at 3 in.the morning because that just happens to be the time that I happened to watch it. And it was iconic, baby. It was
Yes,
hot.
it was.
Never saw it coming. Just when Beth jumped off that top rope about to hit that special, I thought that was going to be it, and that was already hot enough for me. But, man, Billy Kay slapping some ass, and I was like, what's that? I noticed it, too, and I didn't want to say nothing, but I was like, huh, okay. And then it turns out she was able to be legal and pin him. And, man,
Nice.
Iconics. I love it.
Real nice, yeah.
A lot of people are upset. I love
too.
it.
I loved it. I agree with you, Lance. I dug it. I was so happy for him because the emotion was genuine, you know. So I was really genuinely happy for him because it's like, okay, now can they at least now finally do something with them, you know? Not just brought them up and pretty much how you already know how other NXT talent, they get up to the main roster and then it's just they just get shit on. Or just kind of like, oh,
Sidelined and
exactly. So, and that's what happened to them. So I'm hoping they finally do something with them. Okay, you have new talent. It's something fresh, something new.
and they have synergy. They've been best friends since middle school. They've been coordinating for years. This is their moment.
Exactly.
So don't waste it.
I feel like
Please.
with the women's tag title, it might just be a title that bounces around so they can say, oh, everyone's been a champion. This is their way to make sure everyone gets a run with the belts.
You get a turn. You get a turn.
So you think the reign of the Iconics is not going to last for long? Do you have a scheduled timeline? Do you think
Yeah,
anybody
probably
who's gonna
at-
take them out?
At the next pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, I'm pretty sure Riot Squad takes it off them.
Riot
Oh.
Squad? You're calling Riot Squad already?
I don't,
Okay.
anyone, you know, Carmella and who?
And Bailey, for
Naomi.
all we know, because
Naomi,
there's
yeah, they're a tag team now.
Are they a tag team? I know she was with. Put it on Asuka. She deserves a title again.
on Oscar.
throw her back in the mix. You know what I'm talking about?
Is the women's tag team.
And with
champion.
Asuka as a tag team champion, whoever her partner is can do the talking,
Oh, there you go.
and that way maybe Asuka can keep a title on her.
Oh,
Because if you're the top of your division, you're the face, and if you can't speak English in an American company, that's gonna hurt you. That's why Shinsuke never won the title off
fuck it.
AJ.
Hey, shut up. We're not talking about that anymore.
That's why
That's why it couldn't be gender either. Yeah, I get it. Shut up.
gender can speak
Alright.
3
Alright.
languages.
All right.
Shinsuke
Next
can barely
match
speak
was
English.
very powerful and emotional for everybody in the
And
room, or at least
gender
1/3 in
beat
the room.
Nakamura twice, baby. Woo! I think Jinder Mahal could be the new modern Ric Flair. He's got the looks. He's got the wardrobes.
The flare, the
I
flowy
think
hair.
next year, if he doesn't walk into WrestleMania as a champion, WrestleMania is canceled.
Okay.
I'm stepping into the front doors of Tampa Bay Stadium. I'm shutting it down. Just by myself. I don't need no help. I don't need anyone
Just one roll of caution
Look-
tape. You got it.
at the one entrance.
Good luck with that.
Hey, anything's possible when you put your mind to it.
And this next match really did prove that you can do anything when you put your mind to it. Daniel Bryan, the defending reigning champ, with Owens by his side. Or Owen or Owens?
Rowan.
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 That's why it sounded weird. I was like, wait a minute, did I drink too? Just kidding, guys. But Rowan and the New Day coming in. Kofi Kingston, this guy that's been in here since I was a little wee kid, since I was getting back into wrestling. I met Kofi Kingston in 2005 when I turned on my television and saw him on ECW, and I was like, who's this little guy doing the flips and the Jamaican accents? But I knew he'd be there to stay. And 10 years later, he still hasn't done much with his career as a solo artist. He's won U.S. championships. He's won Intercontinental championships. But this night, I honestly didn't think he was going to win the championship against Daniel Bryan. I thought he was going to flatline him. You guys saw I was referring to posts about Triple H and Booker T and how it was going the same way with you're a B+ character at best. I'm the A+ character. You dance, I perform. You know, I thought it was going in that direction, but Daniel Bryan got a taste of his own medicine from the 2014 WrestleMania arc or story or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up the whole Triple H Booker T. It kind of was that direction. You know, Triple H and Daniel Bryan being the better than the B+ player and Booker T and Kofi respectively. But 2019, WWE's learned their lesson.
Yeah, they
Can't
did
do
not,
that anymore.
Yeah, they did not put that color game too strongly
I'm
against
surprised if they would have done that and had Hogan on the same card.
I wouldn't be surprised if Russo was there too. Shit, what a setup! But no, it was. I guess it was good. You know, like I said, I expected Bryan to win. I wanted it to be like, you guys stay in your lane.
If
Like,
they really want to do something big, they should have put the title on Hogan and then have Kofi beat him.
wow.
So he wins the title and he wins, you know.
Hey, well, we'll never
You're
know.
not okay for what you said, Hogan.
Hey, well, we will never know what could have happened with the opening that was scheduled to happen. But it's more conspiracy later. But
Dorian, what do you think of Kofi's big WrestleMania moment? He has a moment now. He gets to walk out with a WrestleMania moment.
Yes,
Not a title, but a moment. That's what he really wants.
I loved it. I cried like a baby. I'm not ashamed to say that.
There you go.
I really did. I was genuinely happy and so proud of Kofi. I mean, the man busted his ass for 11 years. I believe that he earned his keep, not just because of the color of his skin, but pretty much because of his talent, and was just never given that opportunity. With the New Day, he showed personality in terms of the promos and all that good stuff. So Kofi earned this, man, and hey, my hat is off to him.
it's an example of a long grind, ladies and gentlemen. You work hard for something you love. You work hard for something that you do as a passion. It will pay off tenfold. Just never give up, because you never know how close you are to having that WrestleMania moment. And I bet you his kids don't know what was going on that night as his kids were in the crowd and jumped into the ring. But one day they'll know the greatness. That was WrestleMania 35.
Indeed.
WrestleMania 35. How?
What wasn't so great?
I think that should have been the main event.
I'm
that was
sorry.
the story I was most invested in.
Yes.
Kofi versus Bryan. But I'm glad they pulled the trigger with the tag team specialist as your world champ. I'm happy. Everyone else is happy. But let's move on. What was next? I don't remember. I was drunk.
Who's not? What's up next isn't so happy. It was actually pretty quick. With 16 matches, you're bound to have 1 or 2 squash matches. So when it was the time for the United States Championship, Samoa Joe just can't
Chokes
even
him out.
describe what the hell he just did to Mysterio.
Was this because it was a long show and they wanted to wrap this up?
Yes.
Or because Mysterio was coming off an injury? He wasn't actually 100%. He was like, all right. He's like, yeah, guys, I can't go. I can't wrestle, man. That's a good impression.
That is a very good impression.
There you go.
Hey, Vince.
San Diego or what?
Hey, man, I tweaked my ankle, man. I don't think I can go. All right, Ray. We'll do a squash match. Joe's going to choke you out in 30 seconds. And that's what happened.
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's about as long as we're going to take on this, because we're still quite a few matches away. But
But
yeah, he's
Joe's
just
the only
destroyed.
one to walk out this weekend with the title still.
Right.
And the Usos.
No, they lost on Tuesday. I'm talking
Oh,
about
they
this whole
meant
weekend.
WrestleMania weekend. Okay.
This
okay,
is
okay.
WrestleMania weekend.
Joe
From
survived,
Friday
but
to
he's still
Tuesday.
the United States champion.
Or do they do a special NXT show for WrestleMania? I don't know.
No, you're good.
Okay, perfect.
Joe is still champion.
So Joe from HV. So I think I had a neighbor who might have been his cousin. He was a big Samoan dude too. So Larry, if you know Joe, tell him to hit me up. What else did we have? Like I said, I was probably 3 tall boys in at this point in the show.
At this point, the John Cena returns to the Doctor of Thugonomics. It was crazy. You see Elias giving a performance of a lifetime, talking to Elias. That was cool. I didn't know if it was pre-recorded. I didn't know if it was holograms. I didn't know if there were voice acting going on, but I was impressed.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a band, who better to play with than yourself? And John
best synergy.
said that better than I could, but yeah, that was cool. We got to see white boy rapper John Cena come back.
His
how'd you
heel
like that, Dorian?
persona,
I dug it.
shooting some bars.
Yeah, he was too.
Some non-PG bars, I may add. Jeez.
I mean, the man dissed himself and still was able to,
Look hot.
Exactly. So no, I loved it, man. Didn't expect it. I'm sure as everybody else. I mean, nobody predicted that Thugonomics John Cena would return. So I don't know. I'm actually, a part of me is actually, I know it's not gonna happen, but I hope he actually just stays around, because
You want white boy rapper
Like a
John
midlife
Cena?
crisis, dude. He
I like
fucking,
that.
his relationship crumbled. He lost his belts. He's a free agent. Like, what else do? I just read movie scripts in my Dr. Thugonomics outfit, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna crash Raw this week. Yeah, let's do it. That sounds great. Honestly, I'd love to see some more heel Cena.
I
He's
want to
the
see
best.
Battle of the Bands. We have Elias and John Cena. We haven't had one of those since John Cena and Chris Jericho.
2008 in the I Quit match. Yes.
oh wow,
Yeah, there's a little history for you. That got Chris Jericho out of the business for a bit. That's where John Cena got that pop, and shortly after he got that crazy looking WWE belt. But he wasn't holding his US belt at the time. That silver spinning one.
that's spinning. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he recently dropped that one. Had the Jericho beef, and then like a year later got that WWE one.
Well, 'cause, yeah, he got the spinner belt once he won his first championship, WrestleMania 21.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he started beef. Then he went to Raw. That's where he started beefing with Jericho. Because he got drafted, and then they had the Talk is Jericho show, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
His guest was John Cena, the #1 draft for that year. But who cares, because that happened over 10 years ago. So next
we have a match that should have been better placed on the card because it was actually pretty great. Triple H versus Batista in a no-holds-barred match.
Yeah.
Two guys that are both at or pushing 50 years old, able to deliver that much energy and that much hype. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I gotta say, Triple H's Mad Max entrance was sick. Like the music playing on that video. I went back to check the score for Mad Max Fury Road. It's almost identical. I don't know, they just basically copied it and changed a few notes, but that was pretty cool how they got the music to sound like Mad Max Fury Road. And you got Triple H doing his Triple H entrance. Batista was really cool. I'm Hollywood, so I got black SUV entrance.
He was missing one thing, and I was like kind of a little hurt about it.
Tell me about it.
With Batista's entrance, at some point while he was coming out, should have been like,
"Give me what I want." I ain't playing with your boy. Jesus, he got what he wanted. He wanted Triple H hot and mad, and he got him hot and bothered. And Triple H even got as low as to yanking out his damn nose piercing. That was disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, Hardy and Orton in Hell in a Cell, they did the whole use a tool spot better.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll give
he
you that. Because even I didn't believe it when Triple H put him in the chair and, oh yeah, put your hand over here.
We can do it better right now.
But yeah, that wasn't the best. But everything else about that match was pretty fire. Even Ric Flair coming out, throwing out that sledgehammer, helping out.
Yeah, it's funny, Triple H was working over Batista's hand with the clamp or whatever. The one person that actually walked out of WrestleMania with busted hand was Ronda Rousey. She broke her hand.
Oh, that's hilarious, right?
But we'll get into more on that later. But I watched this match today. I watched all of WrestleMania. I don't remember all of WrestleMania.
Yeah, well,
So I had to watch this. It's a long match. I started it, left the room to go finish watching the Masters. I watched Tiger on the 18th hole. I watched him do the ceremony. I came back. The match was still going on.
Oh boy. Well,
Triple H, we get it. You're basically running the show now. We don't need to have a 30-minute match every WrestleMania.
Hey, he's got to show that he ain't retired. He ain't close to
WrestleMania
retiring.
36.
He ain't ready to retire.
let's
You
just
making
do
too much money, baby.
2 out of 3 fall Iron
make me
Man
feel like
match. No disqualification, fall count anywhere. Triple H versus Pete Dunne. That's his boy. I think he wants to wrestle him at WrestleMania. That's the main event.
No, that sounds like actually potential good match right there.
Yeah, but send off Triple H that time for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because honestly, who knows what's gonna happen?
It has to draw near. It has to draw near. It really does.
Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, yes. That
Finn
was
Balor,
probably...
Lashley. Why is the Demon here?
Yeah, I like the Demon,
Because
doing
it's
his
WrestleMania?
capoeira down the ramp.
No.
He's doing his little...
WrestleMania.
We got the belt head in the Demon. They look like belts, don't they? If you look at it, they look like leather belts.
Hey, I like this match though.
Low key, it was.
I liked it. It was short and sweet. It was the right time.
It was a banger.
And pretty much both of them did a good job. Lashley gave to Finn and vice versa.
Yeah, Lashley.
why
with
do you
those
need to be a
pillar
demon?
Suplexes. From the apron to the inside.
They got that nasty
to the
spear
outside.
that went through. Yeah, that spear that went through the apron was intense. But what I want to know is why did you need the Demon?
Because
everything that happened in that match could have happened if he was playing as Finn Balor.
No.
The only thing that maybe couldn't not have happened was one power bomb.
No, he had a whole
He needed the Demon power bomb to win. That's
he had a whole different moveset today.
The strength all of a sudden,
No, there's. I don't know, Jay. I'm not buying any of this. I feel like I've seen the Demon before, and then I didn't see the Demon on Sunday. I'm sorry. I feel like he could have brought it.
He brought it. He was doing these
taking it.
leg lariats, scissor kicks, all these crazy moves. He
Yeah,
doesn't do
shout out
as
to
Finn
Booker
Balor.
over here watching.
Was able to power bomb that big SOB and Bobby Lashley, pick up the win with the coup de grace.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If Balor came out as the Demon and was performing like Brock Lesnar did in the opening, then I could see why he's a demon.
What? I don't get what you're saying.
I don't.
You're making no
Bro.
sense. Yeah, he needs to be a demon 24/7 if he wants to hold on to that. He
No,
lost
what I'm
as
saying
Finn
is
Balor.
whenever he is a demon, it's for supernatural reasons. It's for way over the bounds. And I feel like this match wasn't way over bounds. I feel like this match wasn't way needed to be the demon. But that's just me. Obviously, sitting here in this crowd, I'm entitled to my opinion. I feel like the demon wasn't necessary for this one.
That was totally 100%. You can't beat Bobby Lashley. His boy is the man of the hour. Lashley's the big black one. That's their team.
Big black.
With the golden eyes, right? That was cool. I saw that.
Yeah, it's Michael Cole's. Bobby Lashley looks possessed. Because the eyes, was that the whole point, Vince? Oh, you got possessed eyes, Bobby.
I want that one line. And I want Michael Cole to belt that out.
Yeah, you know Vince told him to say that. Say he's possessed, say he's possessed, say he's possessed.
Looking like a man possessed.
But
God damn.
Takes us to the main.
But before we move on, I want to, on this whole card, I think Bobby Lashley was my favorite performer of this show.
Okay.
In a short, quick match, they were able to do the most.
Get your shit in.
Get your shit in, exactly. That's what they were living by, I guess, because Finn came out, quick kicks. Lashley answered back with some suplexes, dived to the outside. It was nonstop action for about 5 minutes. But if you're going to do nonstop action for 5 minutes, make sure it's good like that. So I'm glad they were able to do kind of like the Lesnar-Goldberg match. That's what it reminds me of. Just short, quick, hard-hitting, wrap it up.
Right.
And plus, it helps that it's a short, nonstop match at the end of the show, second to last match, when the crowd's already dead. But I'll get more into the crowd once we start talking the main event. And what was the main event, Lance?
The main event was the winner-take-all match, ladies and gentlemen, between Becky Lynch, who has no titles. I have to say it like this so you guys can get how intense this was. We have Becky Lynch with no titles, Ronda Rousey with one title, and Charlotte Flair coming out of a helicopter with another title.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair left with the helicopter, and you said Ronda left with a broken arm. So what happened to Becky Lynch, Austin? You let us know.
Becky 2 belts. That's cool. I'm not on the Becky train. I'm low-key, Carmella's my girl. She's fabulous. I'm dirty. It's a match made in heaven. But this match, from the start of the hype package to the end, it was like 38 minutes. So I skipped the entrances, skipped the whole package. I went straight into the match. And this match was pretty good. Not going to lie. Ronda looked really good. They all looked really good.
Yes.
It could have been anyone's win. But if you bet on anyone that wasn't Becky Lynch, you kind of setting yourself up to fail. But they did a really good job of making everyone look strong. They kind of fucked up the finish. But
Man.
I'm not someone who likes to get hung up on botches because I know how hard it is to wrestle.
Under pressure and under the grandest stage of them all in the main event, the first women's main event.
Right.
And this is your moment.
Right.
Yeah.
All that.
And even otherwise,
But the only gripe I had is why would Becky Lynch go out and wrestle in a skin tight leather shirt, long sleeve leather shirt? It's are you just trying to burn up in there? You got these stage lights, and I've done theater, so I know those lights are burning you up. And you just been waiting. You're probably backstage, fuck, waiting all day. It's midnight, over there,
all sweaty and shit.
all sweaty in that tight leather, skin tight shirt. That's my only thing. I get it. You want to have a cool gear for WrestleMania, but that's not realistic to fight in. You ever see a MMA fighter wrestle in a shirt, let alone a skin tight long sleeve leather shirt? She was just asking to
No, I don't think I have.
maybe leather pants. Guys wrestle in that all the time. Richie Slade, King of Leather.
We're going to talk about Richie Slade in just a moment. But, yeah, man, fucking crazy to see. I honestly thought Charlotte, she had them knees going for her, you know what I'm saying? I thought she was about to come up ends, but it looks like the greatest is the greatest ain't the greatest of the greatest. But we have Becky 2 belts. How do you feel about that? Neither one of us are a great fan, so it's really all on you right now.
I mean, hey, I'll put it like this: no knock on Becky, but pretty much this was like the only way that it had to go, based on the story that they told that led to this match. So I'm just kind of piggybacking off of Austin. Like all of them did a good job, and hey, I'm not mad that Becky won it all. There's no knock on, but it doesn't hurt Charlotte or Ronda moving forward, and yeah, that's
Next year, Mandy Rose, she should be top women.
Woo.
Hey, no,
Yeah,
I'm actually with that.
Make me sweat over here. Better
Yeah,
calm down.
I'm on the Mandy train.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm actually with that.
We can get something we could all get behind.
And, you know, what's her girl's name?
Talking about her partner.
Yeah.
Dang, Sonya
Deville.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What's
They're going to have tag titles pretty soon, too.
There you
Shut
go.
up.
after the Riot Squad.
After the Riot Squad.
We're gonna
Next
have to
favorite
wait and
after
see until
Money in the Bank.
the next show, Money in the Bank. Yeah.
And then, so that was WrestleMania. Good show. And then we had Raw and SmackDown. People are calling the Raw after WrestleMania the worst.
Yes.
Because that,
It was doo-doo. Just how it ended, yeah.
you know,
How it ended. It made no sense.
gotta get the bar on the show. Gotta get everyone on the show. Yeah, you know, the only big return was, you know, I would say it was Sami Zayn, right? Who else returned?
Not the biggest, but there you go. I guess you know.
Well, who else returned? He was the biggest one
He was there.
of this week.
I guess I'll give you that.
Not of all time is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Because
No,
we're in
what
two
the heck?
different ballparks. That's what I was looking at. Like, this motherfucker's drunk. God damn it.
No, Brock Lesnar's probably the biggest return. After
The post
Oh,
WrestleMania,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, with Cena, right? Yeah.
Cena.
Yeah.
But that's old news. Let's keep it going. Lance, hit him with some shows we got coming up.
Alrighty, Robert. We got some shows we want to throw up in the air for everybody. We got plenty of shows going on next week. Are you doing anything next week? You gonna be wrestling? You gonna be at any shows?
I don't know.
Don't look at her. Look at me. Where are we going next week, baby? We going to Barstow, maybe, for Destination 6. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Overload is going to be there Saturday, April 20th. Going to be here in Barstow, California. Your main event is going to be the man Richie Slade going against Ricky Mandel, baby. You also got greats like Biggie Biggs versus against Congo Crush. You got Heidi over here versus Lucy Love. Aiden Reyes versus Ty. It's going to be fire, baby. That's Destination 6. Overload. It's going to be April, Saturday 20th, baby. Everybody knows what day that is. I don't have to tell you what day that is. I don't have sunglasses on inside a building that day. It's okay. Where are you going to be next Saturday, Austin?
I'll be picking up a package. It is 420 after all.
There you go.
Nice.
But yeah, keep it going. What else do we got?
We got Super Awesome Showdown going on in San Diego if anybody can make it. It's Super Awesome Showdown's Time Runner. It's going to be in Pacific Beach at the Tango del Rey. It's going to be $20 to get you in. The showdown starts at 8. This is one of those shows you guys don't want to miss. I'm always plugging this show because I went once and it just changed my life. It's more than just wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. It's the full package. So if anybody's in the San Diego area, they want to see a change, they want to see something great, go check out the Battle Grid here at Tango del Rey at Super Awesome Showdown. And last but not least, you got your boys, Uberstud and Vintage Dragon, giving it their very all in Orange County as they present
I don't know how to do it.
the 2019 Bushido Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be fire sauce. You don't want to miss the main event. It's going to be Uberstud versus Dragon. You guys don't want to miss the history that's been going on between these guys. It's culminating into a match that's going to blow everyone's minds. And on top of that, you have an 8-man strong style tournament or something like that, right? That's
Bushido Cup, you don't want to miss this. This is one of my favorite shows of the year, brought to you by Orange County Championship Wrestling. Last year's Bushido Cup was awesome. One of my favorite matches of all time. Vintage Dragon versus Mikey O'Shea.
Yes, you keep telling me.
For the finals of the last year's Bushido Cup. That was awesome. So if this can stay on board with how great Bushido Cup is, we're all in for a great show. Uberstud versus Vintage Dragon. You know, two titles on the line. I'm guessing it's gonna be it's gonna blow the roof off, and there is no roof.
And if you
How are
guys
you gonna
want,
do that?
yeah, it's gonna be outside, right? It's gonna be OCCW's first outside event this year, so it's
Outside,
gonna be
baby.
fun. You guys could all smoke and hang out without having to hotbox the building. You know, I got gonna be vaping or something. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
We don't do drugs.
Yeah, no, dude, this is all prescription. But shout outs to
Shout out Just Joel and keep it Just Joel out there. What else?
What you got, Dorian? What's your shout outs? Who you wearing today? What you representing? What you all about?
Oh, little Killer Cross.
Hey, there you go. Shout out to Killer Cross up in the building. Looking hot as ever. I'm wearing my Butt Stuff Club stuff because I'm ready, Lowest Grain. Over here at 420, we had Tango Del Rey for Super Awesome Showdown. Time Runner. And with that being said, it's your boy Lance Winters.
Oh, I think you're supposed to say something. Oh, me? Oh, it's your boy Dorian Foley. Yeah.
And I'm the Bug Magnet, Austin Largo. Rest in peace, Nipsey. We miss you. The marathon continues.